Do you know what Transformers really look like? Or how was the Avatar actually filmed? Welcome to Cracklex. Today, I'm going to take you inside some of the most famous films and demonstrate how special effects and computer-generated imagery CGI were used to bring the stories to life. So let's move forward. The filmmakers used a combination of practical and digital effects to shoot the pivotal scene in which Black Panther emerges from the wreckage of the Dragonflyer in the middle of the battle. First, they shot Chadwick rising up onto foam blocks to get the camera framing and ensure everything was sorted out. Then, they added the digital components that made up the scene, including the background sky, CG grass and distant mountains, the actual plane wreckage, smoke, and fire. Additionally, the CG Black Panther suit was created digitally. By using this combination of practical and digital effects, the filmmakers were able to create a visually stunning scene that would be impossible to film in real life. In this film, the team used a technique called a digital double to create a computer-generated version of an actor or stunt double. The goal was to enhance the stunt performances that were done on set and create more realistic movements for superhero films. The team had a fantastic martial artist as the stunt performer for Black Panther and captured the physicality and realism of the performance. The team used a blue screen to isolate the background extras in the fight scene, then added layers to create a Wakandan landscape and dozens of background digital doubles to make the fight scene feel more expansive. By combining these practical and digital techniques, the team was able to create a stunning action sequence without relying heavily on CGI. This shot was less dynamic, but the film is full of amazing scenes with action. In this clip from Dark of the Moon, two Transformers engage in a chase, during which they not only fight each other but also, as is customary, cause widespread destruction to the area around them. It's neat to see how the producers and VFX team used a real truck crashing into cars on the highway as a test shot. After the aliens were completed in CGI, the truck was swapped out to make it appear as though the aliens themselves were responsible for the carnage. In addition, it's entertaining to take in the various vivid hues used during the visual effects phase to denote individual pieces of CGI. Of course, not everyone in the films was a computer-generated creation. In order for the visual effects teams to later composite them into shots, many actors in movies must first act in front of a green screen. In this scene from Dark of the Moon, the bridge sequence is broken down so that you can see how it all comes together. The process of creating the bridge from scratch is shown first, followed by the beginnings of the background and the characters. When the car transforms back into a car, the actor is thrown out of the passenger seat and caught by the transformer, who then places him back in his seat. If you've seen Avatar, you know that the Tree of Voices is one of the most breathtakingly beautiful set pieces in the entire film. However, without the use of CGI, this holy tree was actually quite unimpressive. Nature would often give Jake a gift of trees, but they were really just lengths of rope made to look like the long leaves and branches of trees. After filming was complete, CGI effects would be added. The fierce Thanator is one of the first dangerous creatures Jake encounters in the Pandoran jungles. The Thanator is a terrifying monster on screen, but it wasn't all that interesting to look at before CGI was applied. In fact, before the computer-generated imagery was added, the Thanator was represented by a crew member holding a red tennis ball on the end of a long gray stick. The crew member holding the Thanator stand-in would lunge at the actors on cue. If all the Na'vi had to worry about in life was a tennis ball on a stick, things would be a lot simpler on Pandora. Scarlett had trained hard for stunts and fight scenes in the past, but this one was too high stakes for her. That means she disappeared completely during production of the scene. Stunt doubles were used in every scene. The directors claimed this was an improvement over filming the scene with multiple cuts involving Scarlett in different locations. To be honest, Scarlett Johansson played a minor role in this Age of Ultron scene. A motorcycle rig and a massive green screen were used for some of the shots. Some scenes were augmented with additional footage added in post-production, and Captain America's shield would have been nothing more than a tennis ball without the use of visual effects. Perhaps the most interesting thing about this scene is that Scarlett and her stunt double rode motorcycles built specifically for the Marvel movies. There was a lot of wear and tear on the structure. When Green Goblin and Peter fought, they did a lot of damage to each other and the area around them. To keep the action moving quickly, the two actors did everything in studio themselves, while CGI created the rest of the environments. With the help of harnesses that were digitally removed, the crew was able to successfully film scenes in which characters jumped out of windows. Never in a million years would we have guessed that this dramatic scene wasn't shot in real life, but the set they constructed for the actors provided the ideal foundation for the editing team to create one of the most believable and gripping scenes possible. Although they did not get to approach the actual Statue of Liberty, they did get quite close to the practical set they constructed. The action sequence on the Statue of Liberty was brilliantly complemented by harnesses, special rigging, and blue screens, and it featured the iconic entrance of all three Spider-Men working together to take down the villains and Doctor Strange floating into the scene. I hope this video helped you better understand how visual effects and computer-generated imagery, CGI, are used in movies. Please like and subscribe if you liked the video and leave any questions or comments in the section below. I really appreciate you watching. We'll talk soon.